Yeah, it's awesome to be back here. I'm very partial to this ballpark and in this stadium. And also this organization, like they gave me a chance to live out my dream as a professional baseball player, and also it gave me an opportunity to start my coaching journey. And I'm forever grateful for the people here. It's up and down the organization. It's filled with a lot of great people that impacted my life. So every time I come back here, it's always special.
We saw Jackson Holiday in the clubhouse. Are we going to see him on the field for the Orioles soon?
Yeah, he's out there stretching right now. So he's on the field right now stretching and taking ground balls. He'll take BP. So yeah, he's on the field right now.
How's everything going to plan for him with his rehab assignment this time?
Yeah, everything's going great with him, and yeah, he's feeling good.
And just to evaluate him over the next few days and maybe consider him for activation here in Tampa?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how today goes and see how he's feeling, and don't like timelines, like you guys said, and it's nothing out of the ordinary for me. Like Monday's off in the minor leagues, so he's been with us in Baltimore doing the same thing, and he's getting his work out here now.
You mentioned all those relationships and obviously coordinating. Cash made sure he maintained those as the manager. So what's it like just to work across from him now? Have there been anything playful exchange between the two of you guys yet?
No, not yet. But, the way Cashy kind of came in and his first year as a manager here and kind of just cultivated the group up and down the organization with integrating the PD staff with the big league staff and scouting in the front office is something I admired. And I view him as the best manager of baseball, and, just how he goes about his business day to day, the person he is, attention to detail, and also how he gets the most out of his players. So it'll be fun to see him across the way, talk some smack a little bit, but yeah, he hasn't done anything. It's not like Vody with The Office in Cleveland. No.
When you began building a culture here, how much of that stemmed from what you learned from people higher up in Tampa and then also in Cleveland? I guess that's that as well.
Yeah, I think it's you take a little bit from everywhere you go, whether it be here, seeing how this organization's run, how they do it top to bottom, being in San Francisco with Cap, and Cleveland, with their organization. You kind of you see what you like and also what you don't like. And that's the biggest thing, but also you want to be true to yourself and what you do. Like, you don't want to copy something that was done before, even though you don't really believe in it or you don't really have a good feel for it, because a player see right through that. But yeah, across the way, you always take bits and pieces for wherever you go.
From your prep for this series, what is it that makes the Rays dangerous?
It's just the players. The front office does a great job of identifying guys that they like and that fit their personnel and how they want to play the game, and Cash does a great job of putting those players in the best position to succeed. And Kyle Snyder on the pitching side, like every year it seems like it's a new name and a guy throwing out with some ridiculous stuff on the mound, and you put all that in the mix, and then you see a byproduct of a team that has 30 wins. Like they don't do it sexy. They have Junior and and Diaz and also Aranda, the big thumpers, but the rest of the lineup, like, they do stuff extremely well. They run the bases well, they can bunt, they steal bags, they take the extra base. I know their defensive metrics is not where it usually is, but they can still play defense. Like, they still have it in them, and they do a bunch of little stuff right, and once they get their lead, they keep the lead.
Greg, you talked about how much you appreciated this organization. From all your time that you spent coming up through, what do you feel like maybe you took away most that prepared you for the job that you have now?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's one thing in particular. There's a lot, but just the value of people and the relationships, right? And like, that's something that Cashy does really well, but also the whole organization, just caring for the people, putting the people first, and also you date back to Mitch Lukovich and like the structure and the chain of command of things, and making sure everyone in their area is really diligent and detailed with their work, and having someone to kind of champion their work as the manager. That's what I try to do best every day, is making sure that I'm supporting my coaches every single day in the best way I can.
How did your start in St. Petersburg, though, with Eckerd and Bill Matthews, who is here? Can you touch on what Bill has meant to you over the course of your baseball life?
Bill has meant a lot. I mean, being a kid from Massachusetts and, coming all the way down to Florida and 17 years old, Bill took great care of me. You know, he made baseball fun, but also it was hard as well. You know, and you couldn't get away with that with anything and everything. And you know, and the opportunities that he afforded me with just playing and also just being around great players. Like, he opened up the door to all the Devil Rays players to come in and work out, like Joey Gathroy, Nick Beerbrough, Derek Anderson. We had, you know, the late Joe Kennedy. They all work out with us in college, and that was such a great experience. And also the ability to, you know, I used to work at the Outback Steakhouse here, you know, for games and stuff like that to make money for the team and stuff. So it's a lot of great memories, and you know, I would not be here without Bill for sure.
Going back to Outback after the game?
I gotta make sure they cut the steak up into really tiny pieces so I can eat it. Yeah. So yeah, not doing that. Yeah.
Just haven't fit in any smoothies.
That doesn't fit in any smoothies. I'm off the smoothies though. I'm off that now. Yeah, I'm over it. Yeah.
Have you told Bill that you expect some scoring, a little hometown tonight?
Yeah, I tell him all the time. He texts me before every game when he's like, "Hey, I'm doing your game today." I'm like, "All right, don't mess it up. We need some good scoring for our side." So, no, it's always great to see him.
You know, you got to see Dean Kramer here. How's he doing?
Yeah, Dean looks great. He has a great tan. He has a goatee, you know, so he looks great.